Hello everyone, I'm literally just making this last minute because I've just been made aware of this. I don't know whether it literally just happened or not, but I'm going to talk about this, and this will be Wednesday's video, and then the other time sensitive one, which is this one, I will talk about on the Friday video. So I'm going to record 4 videos now, which is Tuesday night, and then they'll go out Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Wednesday. Or I might bank 1 or 2 because I've got Christmas coming up, so I just want to make sure I've got plenty of time to spend with family, if you know what I mean. So, I'm probably going to title this Pewdiepie Did It Again, because he did and he didn't, and I'll explain what I mean. If you remember, about a year and a half ago, Wall Street Journal called Pewdiepie out for Nazi messages in his videos, and they essentially took clippings from several different videos and put them all together to make it look like it was one video and that he was an actual Nazi. Now, one incident was and I'm going to do it, but I'll show you how ridiculous it is. My camera's in front of me. If I reach my hand like this, like I'm going to change the angle of my camera, what does it look like I'm doing? He was either changing the angle of his camera or changing the angle of his mic. And they took that screenshot as he was doing that. They also took the snippets of his videos where he would share what people have done on his app on his channel, and a lot of people were doing swastikas and stuff because they knew it aggravated him. So they took that out of context, and then he did the video where he compared the YouTube Heroes program to Nazism, which in a way it could have turned out real bad if it had gone through. It didn't, but if it had gone through, it could have been the worst thing to ever hit YouTube. You don't want to give just normal people the power to delete videos and delete channels just at a whim, because, perfect example, I talk about 3 very particular people on my channel, and one of those, I'd say 2, but one for definite, has probably tried to report my channel. If he'd have had the ability, or his cronies would have had the ability, or the other 2 cronies would have had the ability, my channel would be gone. Because if you're critical of somebody that somebody believes in, and they have the power to flag your videos for deletion, then they're going to do that. Which is what he did. And he says that it was a bad joke, that it didn't land, but the news took that out of context. And they didn't provide any context. They just showed screenshots and snippets of videos and made it seem like it was Nazi when it wasn't. Now, I'm not saying PewDiePie's perfect, because he isn't, but what I'm saying is that people were trying to make PewDiePie into something he wasn't. Now, what's happened is, not long ago, matter of fact, I will just double check, I think it was last week, just jumping on my tablet, right, come on. So, Pewdiepie. Right, so he did a video 2 days ago called Don't Subscribe to Me, and provided a list of about 28-30 channels to subscribe to that he watches. Now, he's since done a video apologising for this, and what happened is one of the channels he linked to and called out in that video apparently has some questionable bits in his content. By bits I mean there's Nazi imagery, there's shots of victims of concentration camps and various other things. And PewDiePie watched one video which was about Death Note, the anime show. Now, I haven't watched the video, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't, because PewDiePie has actually taken those bits of that out of his video, and the channel may have been taken down since, I'm not sure. So there have been mirrors up, but one of the things that pee me off is anything to do with that area of history. It did also, apparently other snippets of other videos include the Twin Towers, include shootings and things like that, and it's just like, now Phil says these snippets were actually in the videos. I've never watched them, so I'm going to take Phil at his word for that. But there is a chance that PewDiePie was only half watching, because he's a famous, you know, he's a popular guy, and he works a lot. So this has since come out, and obviously because of the history, mainstream media have jumped on PewDiePie, and in this instance I don't think it's his fault. When you have somebody that is as busy as PewDiePie is, perfect example, in the last 8 hours, bear in mind he's in the UK, so this is since 4 o'clock this afternoon. He's uploaded 2 videos since 4 o'clock this afternoon. One which was 7 hours ago, which was the lasagna video, and then the other one was the apology video. Now, even he knows that he should have double checked the channel, even he knows that he should have back checked it, but he just didn't. He just remembered watching the video from this one guy, so thought he'd shout him out. He obviously didn't check all of his channels, and yes, you would think that he would use his common sense, and because he has a bigger reach that he would check, but that's not necessarily always going to happen. He's deleted the guy out of the video, he's deleted the link. I think the guy's channel's been taken down, I'm not 100% sure. I would watch Phil's video on this, because it is quite comprehensive. And the fact that this guy was still on YouTube for Felix to find is astounding. If those imageries are in those videos and they are not age gated and that they are not flagged instantly. It's like, I do watch documentaries on YouTube sometimes, and some of them do include that period in history, do include the Second World War, include the First World War and things like that. But all those videos are generally age gated. And I know what I'm getting into watching them. And I'm watching them so I can learn about what happened, because I wasn't alive back then. I don't watch them because I agree with anything what happened, because I vastly don't. In actual fact, I'd pretty much said that Hitler's view of eugenics was completely backwards. And that's coming from somebody who has degree level science. At the end of the day, PewDiePie did something wrong. He's apologised for it. That should be the end of it. But of course mainstream media will probably eat him up for this, and he's admitted he's done wrong, and he's apologised, and he's vowed to never do it again, and he's vowed to do better. Because, and he said that if he'd noticed any of that on the channel, he wouldn't have touched the channel because of what happened, and because he's vowed not to even entertain that on his channel ever again after everything that happened previously. So he was quick to act. Whether that's enough for everybody else, I don't know. But at the end of the day, if you're going to shout out channels, if you don't have the time to check them, get somebody else to check them. Now I know Felix generally works on his own, but he has to have at least one assistant, or even get his girlfriend to do it. It's like with Mike, he has to edit, he has Ethan, Tyler, Catherine, somebody else, and then his girlfriend Amy, so he has 5 people to check him. Whether PewDiePie has this, I don't know. But he's in the UK, there's a lot of YouTubers in the UK. I'm one of them, granted I'm up north and he's down south. But at the end of the day, the guy did wrong. He had learnt from his mistakes, he just didn't notice what was in the videos because he probably only watched part of that one video. But at the end of the day, if you see anything like this coming from a bigger YouTuber, then you speak up on it. Because they are never going to learn otherwise. Pewdiepie is constantly learning. He's not that old. I'd probably say he's younger than me. So I'm going to record my other 4 videos. Try and get as many edited tonight as I can. Because the husband wants the computer tomorrow. So, because at the minute his computer's not the best, so. Anywho, with that being said, I'd love to know your opinion. Pop it down below. Stay safe, be good, have fun, and I will see you very soon.